Hello friends, welcome back to Cini World. Today I am going to explain you a family comedy film called Thunderpants. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. In the opening scene, the Smash family is in a hospital room, waiting to welcome the new member of their family. Mrs. Smash struggles to give birth, but after a strong push, the baby flies out of her. It does several flips mid-air and has a full head of hair. Thankfully, the doctor catches him and hands him back to the family. They name the baby boy Patrick. While trying to take a family picture, Patrick farts for the first time. Following that, it never stops. The parents can hardly sleep at night because of the fart noises. Patrick's strange condition would have been tolerable to his parents if it weren't for the foul smell. One time, Mr. Smash goes to tend the infant in the middle of the night and has to retreat because of the pungent smell. Patrick won't sleep the entire night and only keeps passing gas. When it is time for a change, Mr. Smash comes up with an innovative idea. He ties a plastic garbage bag around Patrick's waist so the noise would be suppressed and the smell wouldn't spread around the room. However, the bag gets so big that it explodes with a loud bang, waking the entire neighborhood. As Patrick grows up into a toddler, Mr. Smash gets more creative. He attaches Patrick's behind to one end of a pipe, that way his farts are transported outside. But the kid moves so much that the pipe detaches from the other end. One time, the pipe lands right before Mr. Smash's face and the fart hospitalizes him. Following the event, he keeps himself busy with work and hardly ever stays at home. Until eventually, he abandons the family and leaves them forever. Patrick's older sister Denise starts hating him for destroying her perfect little family. Even Mrs. Smash blames him for the trouble. Patrick is nervous and excited for his first day of school. He tries to fit in like everyone else, but he has to let out a fart only a few minutes in. The kids retreat away from him and laugh. Except a boy named Alan, who is kind to Patrick. Alan has a condition called anosmia and thus lacks the sense of smell. The two become best friends and do everything together. Patrick's life doesn't get easier even after getting a friend. He is constantly bullied by a guy named Damon at his school. During the morning assembly, the kids are asked to keep quiet for a special guest's speech. Everyone does as told, but Patrick lets out a loud and pungent fart which gets him suspended for a few days. Patrick wants to become an astronaut when he grows up, but he doesn't know if that is possible because of his problem. He frequently watches shows about space and astronomy and is left disheartened when his favorite astronaut says that an astronaut should have complete control of himself. Alan, on the other hand, wants to be a scientist and invent a flying machine that doesn't use fuel. Patrick asks for his help to create a device that will suppress his farts. Alan takes on the challenge and spends hours in his backyard lab to create a fart collecting and suppressing device called the Thunderpants. While Patrick is waiting for his friend outside the lab, someone takes a picture of him without him knowing. After getting done, Alan makes Patrick wear the device that collects his fats in a box with the press of a button. Following that, the box is supposed to be kept in a stabilizer that suppresses the fart smell and disposes of it. Patrick is beyond thankful to his friend now that he has solved the biggest problem in his life. Before this, he was only allowed to eat whole grain food, so he walks up to her sister and eats a spoonful of beans from her plate. Denise is left speechless because she is used to mocking him for not being able to eat tasty food like her. The following day at school, everyone is asked to stay silent in the morning assembly. The Thunderpants work, and no one hears Patrick farting. During the lunch break, he asks Alan to help him find his unique talent because his favorite astronaut Ed Shepard said on a TV show that all the astronauts have one. Alan bluntly tells his friend that he has no unique talent, completely overlooking his ability to fart. As they talk, the bully Damon asks for Patrick's lunch box and snatches his fart-collecting box instead. When he opens it, he is blasted with the pungent smell and a green powder on his face. He gets so mad at Patrick for setting up the prank that he ties him to the monkey bar as a punishment. The bully and his friends tear open the Thunderpants and beat him up. They have to retreat when he lets out a smelly fart yet again. Everyone calls him a fart boy and makes fun of him, while poor Patrick stands humiliated. The next day, he doesn't go to school, still traumatized by the event. In the evening, Alan comes to visit him with the better Thunderpant to replace the one that was destroyed. However, Patrick has lost the will to suppress his farts because his dream to become an astronaut isn't going to come true anyway. Alan realistically tells him that to become an astronaut one should be at his physical peak and has to pass several exams. Patrick is far from healthy and is not smart enough to pass them. Alan apologizes for being so blunt, but Patrick walks away, knowing that he is telling the truth. When Alan returns home, two men outside Patrick's house keep an eye on him. We see that they have several pictures of both Alan and Patrick, almost as if they have been spying on them. That week, Ms. Smash brings Patrick to the hospital to get his condition checked professionally. The doctor is shocked to see that the kid has two stomachs. He calls Patrick medical magic, but also calls his ability a completely useless gift. Patrick is overjoyed because having two stomachs means he has a unique quality, which he thinks makes him eligible to become an astronaut. Meanwhile, Alan is planning to participate in an invention competition where he has to create a vehicle that will fly 100 meters without using fuel. After finding out that his friend has two stomachs, he plans to use Patrick's farting abilities to win the competition. On the day of the said competition, they go against many participants, but none of their devices are able to move to the threshold distance. Some devices fall apart while others do not start at all. When it is Alan's turn, they use Patrick's farts to make a device fly in the air. The audience is left stunned in the first half. But soon, the device malfunctions and the fart is blown towards them. Alan quickly repairs it and wins the competition. Following the win, Patrick gets enough courage to stand up to Damon. He follows him to a forest and farts in his face, making him fall unconscious. As Patrick is smugly returning home that day, he sees Alan get into a black car with a suitcase. On inquiring to Alan's father about his whereabouts, he is given a letter. In it, Alan wishes him luck for his dream and says that he will be out for long. His father claims he has moved to a different country and won't be back soon. Without his best friend, Patrick doesn't know what to do. He returns home and watches the news about a group of astronauts being stranded in space. Astronaut Ed Shepard says that the team needs a miracle to be brought back to the Earth safely. Later, the opera singer Sir John Osgood approaches Patrick to help him in his next performance. John had seen Patrick in the competition and believes that his fart has the perfect pitch that he needs at the end of his song. When John promises to take him to a different country, Patrick agrees to go, hoping that he would find his best friend. First, they travel to Paris and perform in front of an audience consisting of world-famous opera singers. At the end of the song, Patrick farts, helping John reach a perfect pitch. John gets a standing ovation from the audience, who are unaware that Patrick was helping him. Following the show, John is noted as the best opera singer in the work, much to his competitor, Placido P. Placido's annoyance. John and Patrick travel all over Europe singing in various shows. With every show, John's popularity increases. However, he urges Patrick to practice farting every day for hours, letting him eat only after he hits the correct notes. One day, while he is practicing, he is visited by Placido, who finds out about John's little secret. He then mixes a laxative on a pie and feeds it to Patrick, hoping to ruin John's next performance. A few hours later, John is singing in one of his shows. As usual, Patrick hits the highest notes with his farts and even breaks wine glasses with the noise. The spotlight right above the stage dangles dangerously because of the noise. The laxative works and Patrick's fart turns pungent and loses its pitch. An embarrassed John stands humiliated as the audience laughs. Moments later, Placido gets on the stage and drags Patrick in front of everyone, revealing John's secret. Just then, the spotlight falls on him, killing him instantly. Both John and Patrick are convinced of murder since the falling of the spotlight was their fault. Several people testify against the poor kid, saying that he has always been cruel. Damon accuses him of trying to kill him with his fart. When the reporters ask Patrick about his thoughts on the situation, he claims that he was with John to look for his best friend and didn't know Placido was going to die. Alan, from another country, sees Patrick on TV and asks him to be brought to the country as well. Back in the court, Patrick is proven guilty of all charges and is given the death penalty. Right when he is about to be shot, a miracle happens. A U.S. special agent comes to save him and legally brings him to their headquarters. He is also the same person who had been spying on Alan and Patrick for a long time. Patrick is flown to America in a private jet. On landing, he reunites with Alan, who claims that he was contacted by astronaut Ed Shepard. The astronaut recognized him as a genius kid and recruited him to save the ones who are stranded in space. Since it was supposed to be a secret, Alan couldn't tell Patrick before leaving. He apologizes for being a bad friend and the two reconcile. Patrick is also told that only he, who has two stomachs, can save the stranded astronauts in space. He is beyond happy to finally get to be a spaceman. They meet Ed Shepard, who welcomes Patrick to their team. Following that, Alan introduces Patrick to his team of little scientists recruited from around the world. They inform him of a device they have created that will gather the energy from his farts and multiply it. Using the technique, Patrick will thus have to launch the rescue rocket to space. Starting that day, he is trained to become an astronaut. The officials are worried because he has failed all mental and physical tests that an astronaut should pass. However, Ed Shepard is confident that the kid will rescue the stranded team. After a week of training, Patrick is put in a spacesuit, ready for the mission. The entire world watches in awe as the kid boards the rocket. However, Alan is informed that there is a 70% chance that the rocket will blow up shortly after the liftoff. He tells his friend of the possibilities, but Patrick doesn't back down. On a count of 10, he lets out a fart and the rocket lifts off the station. Everyone in the control room cheers for the kid, but soon, they lose all communication. As they start to lose hope, the communication turns back on, and Patrick finally reaches space. In the following scene, we see him bring down the stranded astronauts. He is welcomed with loud cheers and praised by everyone in the world. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.